All right, it is recording for our friends watching on YouTube that couldn't be in class today. Okay, share my screen. Here we go. Okie dokie, guys. There's only a couple slides today, and as long as everyone participates at least once, then that means anybody else can participate as much as they want after that. So try and participate as quickly as you want, and then as long as you do it once, then you don't have to do anymore. All right, here we go. Excuse me. Okie doke. We are going over, I believe, we're going over unit 3. That was like percents, a little bit of rounding, decimals, and things like that. I remember when we did math last week, remember I was writing down everything that we struggled with a little. You guys said that percents and turning those into decimals or decimals into percents, you said that was a little hard. And then just like rounding, I think we needed to review that a little. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in. In December 2015, Eli's electronics store bought Champion tablets for $400 a piece per tablet. They added 25% of the cost to determine their selling price. What price did the store charge for the tablets in December 2015? Explain how you found your answer. So, first, can anybody tell me what 3 things I should underline or circle in my sentence up here? What 3 things should I be underlining, C1?
You should be underlining the numbers.
Say that again?
The numbers, like 400, 2015, 25.
So you are 2/3 correct. I do want to underline 25% and 400. This number though, 2015 is the year. We actually don't need that. It doesn't help us in our math problem. That's just telling us the year. So there is actually one more thing we need to underline. Does anybody know what it is? And it's not this. That doesn't technically matter right now. Anybody have a guess? I'll give you a hint. It tells us what we're doing. It tells us what we're doing with these 2 numbers. Somewhere in here, it tells us what to do with the 2 numbers. Oh, sorry. Anybody? C1?
I think it's, you can't line they added, I guess.
Yes. So guys, the key word here was added. All right, good job, C1. Those are the 3 things that we need. We need to know 25% of this added to that, basically. Okay, so how you would write this is we're going to be writing 400, because that's how many dollars we have, plus whatever 25% of 400 is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I do my 0.25 times 400, because that's going to tell me what 25% of 400 is. All right, equals, and then how equals the answer to this, the price that they ended up selling it for. Okay, so to do this though, first we're going to need to do 0.25 times 400. Does anybody know how to do this easily? Anybody remember the trick I taught you when I would tell you not to let decimals freak you out because we can always. Sombriti, do you remember what I
Take
said?
take off the decimal.
Yeah. So guys, when we're trying to do it, we can just take off the decimal, because if we take off the decimal now this becomes a lot easier because we already know how to do the lattice method, which is, it's a little long to do it, but we at least know it pretty well. Okay. So now I can just do 25 times 400, and then I can add my decimal later. Okay. Fun fact, anything times 0 is 0, so I know that all these ones right here, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Anything times 0 is 0. Okay, so 5 times 4 is 20, and then 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so I got all these zeros, and then that's a 1 over there. 0, 0, 0, 0. Look at that. So it looks like 10,000 technically, but we have to move our decimal. Hold on, sorry, I saw the group chat. It's one, yeah, or sorry, 10,000. Yes, so it is 10,000. Okay, based on that, but there's no way it's 10,000 because that's way higher than our number. So we have to move our decimal. Okay, so to get 25, we moved our decimal 2 times this way. So now we got to move our decimal back 2 times. 1, 2. So what is our number if our decimal's right here? Anybody? C1?
100.
Yeah, 100. All right. So guys, if you see it, remember we just did the multiplying. We got 10,000. Okay. All we did is move our decimal back because we have 0.25. Okay. So we had to move it back. So that makes it 100. So this part right here, all of this equals 100. So what's 400 plus 500? Or dang it, I'm sorry. 400 plus 100. 500. Sorry. Yeah. C1, I know that's what you were gonna say. Sorry, that's Mr. Hughes's fault. But yeah, it's 500, guys. So that means this store charged $500 to buy these new tablets. Okay. And if this was a piece of paper, you explained your answer by doing all this work. That would have counted as explaining your answer. Okay. All right, not bad, guys. Good job, Sambriti and Siwan, mostly for helping out there. Excuse me. So, Demetrius, Deshawn, Chantel, I want to make sure I hear from you guys on one of these upcoming ones. Okay. Is it showing us what we just did? Yeah, we just did that. Okay. This one also on a separate page? No, it is not. Okay. Well, then we'll go back here. Okie dokie. Oh, man. Okay, guys, this one's a lot, okay? Okay, this one's a lot. Let me just double check because I feel like this one's up here and it looks better. Oh, no. Okay, it's not. My bad. Okay. First, there's a lot. Okay, it is super easy right now to be thinking, wow, that's a lot. I'm stressed. I don't know any of that. Let's read it just one at a time. Okay, and then I'm going to underline the things that we need to pay attention to. Okay, this is the same story, by the way. Eli's electronics store, he has the tablets for 400. He added 25. We know that our new answer was $500, okay? So what price did the store charge? We already know that's 500. Okay. Explain how we found it. Already did that. Okay, so now we're moving on to part two. Okay, so just keep in mind 500. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase that so I can scroll down. Um, okay, so in January 2016, the Champion 2 tablet comes out, which makes sense because every year there's always like a new iPhone or a new, so the Champion 2 tablet comes out. All right, to clear out their inventory, the store had a sale on the old tablet, the one that was 500. Okay, so the old tablet was 500 and now there's a sale on it. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so the store wanted customers to get a good deal, but they also needed to make enough money to cover the original cost. Recommend 2 possible discounts that the store could have considered. Excuse me. So, what are 2 discounts we could probably do? Does anybody know? C1. Or does anybody know just how to get started?
450.
450?
Yeah.
Okay. Percent of regular place customers pay, and then price customers pay. Um, sure, yeah, 450 is definitely a discounted price, and then they're making a little extra money. Um, and then if they wanted to cover the original cost, do you guys remember how much the tablet cost, the old one? You remember how much?
It's the use.
Yeah.
I was talking about its price.
You're talking about what?
The price.
Right. Yeah, no. Remember, it wants us to recommend 2 possible discounts. So you recommended one, so I'm just trying to recommend the other one.
What?
See, right here, it wants us to do 2 possibilities. You said the
Oh,
price
discount.
could be 450, right?
A discount or the money?
The discount.
They said 450 discount.
That's what you said, right?
I was talking about its cost, not the discount.
Okay. Um,
The discount could be like 13 or 12.5 or something. I don't know.
right, yeah, and that's what we're gonna figure out. Um, so we're gonna figure out what C1 suggested, which was 450, and then we're gonna try and figure out what Mr. Hughes suggests, which is 400, which is the original price anyways. Um, and so so we could probably do that. Okay. So if they were selling it at 500, okay, we got to get 500 to go down to 450 and then also go down to 400. All right. So we need to figure out the percents of both of these. I'm confused. That's okay. That's okay. This one's a little challenging. Um, someone else wrote something. Me too. That's okay. That's okay. So girls, think of it like this. Let me erase everything so um, it doesn't get too confusing. Okay. Um, and can I like move my screen so that way? Okay. Blank screen. I don't want you to look at all that information and get stressed. Blank screen. Okay. I'm gonna simplify it. Okay. We just learned. Okay, that they were selling it for 500. Okay, that they were selling it for 500. This is the old. That's the old price. Okay, the first price, if you remember, was 400. Okay, good so far. I hope. Okay, so the old price, cool. old price was 500. Our very first price was 400. Okay. Now they want us to work backwards. So instead of starting with 400 and then adding a percent to get 500, now it wants us to use 500 and subtract a percent to equal a lower number. So we're just doing it backward. That's all. Okay. So, um, so then this one we just kind of play around. So what Siwan and I were trying to do is think of ways or think of other numbers that would be this at a discount. So the easiest one is 400. So I'm going to do that one first, just because we already did that one before. We did that one when we added, but this time we're just doing it backwards and we're just going to subtract this time. Okay, so nothing too complicated. All right. So this time our equation is going to look something like this. It's going to be our 500 minus whatever this percent is. It's going to be a percent times 500, okay? And don't let that stress you out because it's a decimal, equals, excuse me, 400, okay? So if you remember last time, it gave us all of this stuff, remember? It was like 400 plus whatever this was, equals, and then we didn't know what the answer was, all right? So this time we're doing it just a little backwards, right? Nothing crazy, okay? So to equal 400, what do we need to know first? What we need to know first is that 500 minus 400 equals 100. So we want whatever's in here to equal 100, okay? So we want whatever's in here to equal 100. So that way we can say 500 minus 100 equals 400, okay? We doing good so far? Hopefully. Okay, I see one thumbs up, so I'm gonna keep going, okay? Yeah, kind of. Okay, hey, that's better than you said before. Earlier you said you were confused and now you kind of get it, so that's good. We're doing a little bit better, okay? So, sorry. Um, so we already know that 1 times 500 is 500, so we definitely need a decimal, okay? So we need to figure out how to turn, we need to figure out what decimal is going to give us 100, all right? So, excuse me. What was I gonna say? Totally forgot. I spaced. Okay. To get 500 down to 100, excuse me, first let's just do some percents that we know. What is half of 500? Because then that's 50% off. You know what I mean? So that's like a good one to start out with. Half of 500 is 250. So that equals 50% off. But we need 100, so we need to keep going. Okay? So we know that it's at least 50 for this part, at least. Okay? So we're going to keep on going so far. Okay? Okay. Um, excuse me. Okay, so that was half. Do we know what is it 1/10? 1/10? 1/10. Do we know what that one would be? Does that one stress you guys out? That one might stress you guys out, okay? So let's do 1/5. Okay, 1/5 of 500. Well, Mr. Hughes, 1/5, if I divide 500 5 times, pretty sure I get 100. Right? Right. Yeah, do you guys see that? So, yes. Okay, thank you, Chantel. All right. So since we know it was for sure not that one, because that one was way too high, way above. Okay. 1/5 of 500 equals 100 because we already know 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then all we're doing is adding some zeros on it. Okay. So 1/5 of 100%, we need to divide 100 by 5. We can do that. We can just count on our hands for that one. If you don't know that one already, if we went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 75, 100, that gives us 20. So guys, we are going to take, that's really bad too, but we're going to just take 20% off, okay? Boom. That's it. Nothing hard, nothing crazy, okay? I hope you guys don't get too discouraged with this one, all right? So we just learned that it was 20% off, gets us that one. And we'll just stop at that one. We won't do 450, okay? I don't want to overload you guys. So let's just say that remember, our original price was 500. We're going to discount it 20%. Okay, so percent of regular price customers pay. We know that they're going to be paying 400. Percent of regular price that customers are paying, we took $100 off. Okay, I hope that helps just a little. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and just move on to the next one. I don't want to waste too much time. So I want to give you guys some more opportunities to feel encouraged. Okay. I already went ahead earlier, and this writing 5 names in this box doesn't do anything for us, so I'm skipping that because it just puts the names right here. But then for the rest of these, we don't even use the names, so I don't know why it wanted us to do that, actually. Okay, guys, these 3 are review, and I know we did pretty well on this one when we reviewed it last week, so let's be a little more encouraged. All right, so guys, on this one right here, we're just plotting the 3 points. Okay, if you remember, the first column is hallway, and then the second column is the floor. Hallway, floor, hallway, floor. And then this part, this right here, the 0, that's gonna be the elevator going up. Okay, all right. So can someone tell me where point A goes? Can they tell me if I start here at 0 all the time, where do I go first? Do I go hallway or am I going up? I don't see any hands. There we go. Demetrius, where am I going first? Up or over?
Hallway.
Hallway, yes. Good. So guys, I'm going over 1. I went to the first hallway. All right, so now Demetrius, what floor am I going to?
The second one?
Heck yeah, I am. Good job. All right, so guys, I'm right there. Okay, boom. Not that bad. Okay, look, all I did was I went over 1, up 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay? You walk to the hallway, you go up the elevator. Okay? We got this. Good job, Demetrius. All right. I've heard like a little bit from Chantel in the chat. I haven't heard anything from Deshaun. Deshaun, are you there? Thumbs up emoji, or put something in the chat box just so I know you're here. All right? Just as a reminder, guys, I don't care that your cameras are off, but if you go a while without talking or participating, I'm going to assume you just left Zoom on, but you won't get any participation points. If I don't hear anything, I'm just going to mark you absent, because why even show up if you're not going to do anything, you know? So, Deshaun, you have till 10:45 to participate, or else I'm marking you absent, buddy, because I haven't heard from you for 30 minutes. Okay. B, can someone help me with this one? 3 and then 2. So 3 and then 2. I know there's more than just Demetrius here, guys. Sombriti, what do I do?
Go right to
Mhm.
3.
Good.
Go up 2.
Yes.
And
Boom. See, guys, you got this. Be a little more confident. I know that last problem was a little challenging. Don't stay discouraged, okay? That was one problem, all right? It's in the past. We know that that was a little challenging. The end, okay? This, Demetrius and Brady, they got it. That means you guys know this, okay? So be confident. Don't worry about it, okay? Next one, right here. Can someone help me plot that one? Okay, Sambriti.
go down and then go to 2.
Yep.
And go up 6.
Yes. Yep. Boom. And then C is right there. Boom. So it kind of makes a triangle. Boop, boop, boop. If you wanted it to. All right. See, there you guys go. Not bad. You guys know how to plot points. That's good. Okay. So be confident. That's awesome. All right. Question or section 3, I guess I can say, is find the missing number. So it gives us an equation, but it takes a number out and it wants us to solve it. So usually when there's a missing number, we just got to work backwards. Okay. So if 15 plus blank equals 30, how can I figure that out? What's the opposite of adding? How can I do this backwards now? Sombriti, what's the opposite of adding?
Subtract.
Exactly. So if I do 30 minus 15, then I'm going to know 15 plus whatever this is equals 30. All right? Does anybody know what 30 minus 15 is just off the top of their head? Thankfully, it's not too hard. I don't think. Anybody think they know? Sambriti again.
15.
It is 15. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and put 15 right there. Oh no, my pen's acting funny. There we go. Yeah, 15. 15 plus 15 equals 30. And then even if you didn't believe us, you could test it again. 5 plus 5, 10. 1, 2, 3, 30. Boom. All right, killing it. All right, Sambriti has participated a lot here recently, guys, so let's try and get some more participation. Chantel, I haven't really heard from you other than the chat box, so it'd be cool to hear from you outside of that. And then Deshaun, you have 15 minutes. I still haven't heard from you, or I'm marking you absent, buddy. Okay, 24 equals 12.25 plus blank. So we're gonna do what we did last time. So someone other than Sambriti, what was the opposite of adding? Someone other than Sambriti. There we go, Chantel.
Subtraction.
Yes, good. So I'm going to take 24 minus 12.5. All right, 12.5. Okay. If I have a decimal over here, but I don't have one above, what number always goes after a whole number then? Does anybody know what number I can put here since the whole number? Demetrius, do you know, or was your hand up to answer something else?
Well, you said, what do you put over a whole number?
Yeah, so if I have a decimal and I'm subtracting or adding, this 5 doesn't know what I'm subtracting from. So what number is always after a whole number decimal? It's always after a whole number.
I don't know.
That's fair. That's okay. Hey, you tried. So guys, it's always going to be a 0. Okay? Because if it wanted us to do 24.1 or 24 point anything else, it would have told us. But if it never gives you a decimal, so you don't know what's after it, it's always going to be a 0. Okay? So now all I have to do is subtract. Okay? 0 minus 5, can't do that. Okay? The answer should be 11.5. Siwan, you're so smart. Let me show everyone how you got that though. But guys, he is right. It is 11.5. But I gotta borrow, okay, and make that a 10. Yes, 10. So that's 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 11.5. So C1 is correct. Okay, not bad. All right. Excuse me. Okie doke, guys. Well, we got one more. Got one more. This one looks a little confusing. Okay, looks a little confusing. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Okay, we have 90 plus 7 times blank equals 104. Boom. Okay, so if we remember PEMDAS, which one comes first, adding or multiplying? Anybody? Demetrius?
Multiply?
Yes. So guys, multiplying comes first. So in theory, you could just go ahead and put this part in parentheses because whatever this is, you would want to do 7 times that, then plus 90. So to help us out, let's go ahead and do 104 minus 90 so we know what number we're trying to get. All right, 4 minus 0 is 4. 0 minus 9, can't do. But 10 minus 9 is 14. So what times 7 equals 14? What times 7 equals 14? If we do our 7 multiplication tables, you'll get the answer pretty quick. Demetrius?
2.
Boom. So guys, our blank is a 2. Okay, our blank is a 2. Not bad. Does that make sense, guys? Why we did it that way? Because multiplying comes first. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that other than Demetrius? Because he's the one that answered it. So does everyone else know? Did everyone else know that that was why we did it this way? Chantel, good. Anybody else? Reham, good. Okay, good. Because if you did it the other way, you did 104 minus 97, you would have gotten a weird number, and 97 times nothing equals 104. So there's no way you could do that anyways. So yeah, always remember PEMDAS, okay? All right. Oh, sorry, Joel. All right, guys, this part can go by pretty fast if you want it to. All we're doing is greater than, less than, or equal to, okay? If you remember, does anybody remember the vocabulary word for this? I'll be very impressed if you remember. And I'll give you a hint. It starts with an I. Anybody? Sambriti, do you remember?
Indeterminate.
You have the second letter. It is in something. Demetrius?
Is it integer?
No.
What does it end with? Tell.
It's so it's N-E, and then it ends with a Y.
Inexcuse.
No. And this one's gonna be a Q. U.
Inequality?
Yes.
How can I not?
That's
I
okay.
remember-
Guys, I really honestly didn't expect you guys to remember that word. That one was a weird word to remember anyway. So, but yes, those were called inequalities. Okay. All right. For the class, I'm just curious, who calls these the alligator mouths, and then who uses them as arrows? I'm just curious.
I say alligator mouth.
Okay, so we'll do alligator. Oh. Okay, so we got one for alligator mouths. Does anybody do it like this, like arrows? Does anybody look at it like that? I don't know who the heck that is, but okay. Does anybody think they do it with arrows? Reham does arrows. Okay, 1 point for arrows. Nice. Does anybody else do alligator mouths or arrows? Does anybody else do both? Right. Hi, whoever Zanab is, I need you to be on mute.
I am so sorry. This is from Onward Gotch. I'm
hi,
sorry.
Armand.
I'm sorry if
bud.
I can't. Sorry if I was not there from those classrooms. It's just that I've been trying to get in there for weeks, and it's pretty hard. And I think
Yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna-
that's okay. I'm glad you're here. I'm just going through a little math lesson. I'll be done in 5 minutes, so go ahead and just stay here, and I will catch up with you here in just a moment, okay?
This is for a different class.
Yeah, so this is 6th grade math right now. Your math class starts at 11.
Okay, so I just wait until 11. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to leave and come back, or if you just want to stay, it's up to you.
I'm just gonna leave and come back. Bye.
Okay, bye, Anwar. Nice. I haven't heard from him for 3 weeks. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, guys, whether you do arrows or alligator mouth, I'll explain both because it's at a tie and no one else answered the question. So what we have here is 3 divided by 4.5 and 4.5 divided by 3. All right. Would this be greater than, less than, equal to? This one's going to be an interesting one because I want you guys to pay close attention that it's divide. It is not add, just so you know. Because if this was adding, it would for sure be equal than, because it really doesn't matter what order you add things in, it'll always be the same, okay? So it would have for sure been equal than, or equal to, I said equal than. But since it's not, is 3 smaller than 4.5? Thumbs up if that's true. 3 is smaller than 4.5. Thumbs up if that's true. Reham, thank you. Demetrius, thank you. Anybody else agree that 3.5 or 3 is smaller than 4.5? Because Demetrius and Reham are correct. 3 is smaller. Meaning if I do 3 divided by a bigger number, I'm gonna have 0 point something. What's wrong, sweetie?
Did you kick me out?
I did not.
Then how did I just get out of nowhere?
I have no idea. The only person that left was Anwar, but I've been teaching like nonstop.
It did that to me earlier.
Sometimes it just happens, like, I don't know, just internet, Wi-Fi, the Zoom itself. Like, there are so many teachers using Zoom now because of everything going on in the world. So sometimes Zoom just can't handle it, and it'll need to like reboot itself. So
That's crazy.
yeah, you didn't do anything wrong, so don't worry. So sorry. So back here, guys, Demetrius and Reham told us that 3 is smaller than 4.5. So if I try to do 3 divided by a bigger number, I'm gonna have 0 point something. Now, if I do 4.5 divided by 3, 4 is bigger than 3. So I'm going to at least have 1 point something. So which one do we know is already bigger? This one or this one? Anybody? I see the chat box. It's equal. C1, it is not equal, believe it or not. It is 4.5 divided by 3 is actually greater than, because we're dividing. If we were adding, C1, you would be right. It would have been equal to, but to even prove this, just so you guys don't think I'm lying, okay? 3 divided by 4.5. 3 divided by 4.5. There we go. 3 divided by 4.5 is 0.666667. And then 4.5 divided by 3 is 1.5. So all I did was try to simplify it basically for you guys. But yeah, so since I already knew this would be 1 point something and this would be 0 point something, I know that this one is greater than. Now, for those of you that do the alligators always eat the bigger number. Eat the bigger number. Okay? So if this was an alligator, it's eating that one because it's bigger. Now, if you do what Reham does, she does the arrow. Arrows always point to the smaller number. Point to smaller number. Okay? So if you look at this from Reham's perspective, this already looks like an arrow, and you can just draw a line here. Boom, it is pointing to the smaller one. Okay? But, come on, if you look at it like Demetrius does, then you can say that that's an alligator, and it is eating the bigger number. Okay? So it is up to you. If you choose to do alligators, just know alligators eat big numbers. Arrows point to small numbers. You pick which one's easier for you, because either one you pick, you're going to get the right answer. Okay? All right. Guys, we only have these 3 and then we're done, okay? So let's try and at least finish these 3 so we can be done. All right. Now, hopefully we were listening to what I said for A, because B says 48 over 12 plus 3, 48 over 3 plus 12. Do we know if this is greater than, equal to, or or less than, sorry. Okay, so first I will remind you guys, these are improper fractions because the number on top is huge. The number on top is bigger than the denominator. If that's the case, it's an improper fraction. We have to turn it into a whole number. So how many times can 12 go into 48? If you do your multipliers of 12, you go 12, 24, 36, how many times does it go in? Can't hold that finger up very well. 4 times, which would make this 4 plus 3. Now, how many times can 3 go into 48? That one's going to take a little bit longer to figure out, but we can still do it, obviously. Okay. I'm going to cheat and skip because I already know 3 times 11 is 33, so I'm going to start at 33. So 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48. So 11 plus 5 is 16. So I'm going to do 16 plus 12 over here. All right. So this one's going to give me 28. This one only gives me 7. So what symbol am I going to use? And if you are the one I call on, let me know if you're going to do it as an arrow or as an alligator. Because the arrow is going to point to the small number, the alligator is going to eat the big one. Both answers are correct. So my answer is boom, greater than. Okay, that's my symbol there, just like it was for that one too. Okay, we doing okay so far? We got 2 more and we're done. Okay. All right. 9 over 10, by the way, is 0.90. So you got 9 out of 10 correct, you got a 90 because you're doing times 10. You know what I mean? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Take 1 off. That's a 90. Now this one, remember, don't let decimals freak you out. 9 times 10, we already know is 90 already. To do 9, though, we went over 2 spots. So now I got to move it back over 2 spots. So this one is also 0.90. So my answer is yes, Reham, you are correct. It is equal. Perfect. All right. And last one, remember PEMDAS, PEMDAS, we do parentheses first, which, erase all of these things. Okay, that's 4 plus 6, which is 10, so it'll be 10 times 3. And then 6 times 3, which is 18, right? Yeah, plus 4, right? This one equals 30. This one equals 22. So what symbol am I going to use? I'm using my less than symbol. Or your alligator is eating the bigger number, or arrow's pointing to the smaller one, basically. Okay, either one is correct. All right, guys, we are done. That was a lot today. So I just want to remind everyone, that you can always watch these on YouTube, okay? You can watch them, pause them, rewind, fast forward, everything, okay? So I suggest you watching these to just like review and practice them again on a piece of paper. My only other announcement is that at 12 o'clock, you are allowed to Zoom with Miss Williams. And if her room is full, if her Zoom is full, because I think she'll only take 4 people at a time, then try again every 20 minutes. So at 12, 12:20, 12:40, 1 o'clock, 1:20, 1:40, 2 o'clock, or no, 2 o'clock, sorry. So just keep trying to Zoom with Miss Williams. She is here to help you just like I am. So during 12 o'clock, you can Zoom with me. You can Zoom with Miss Williams for math, just like you can Zoom with Miss Williams or Miss Dela Cruz for ELA. But my last announcement is, guys, you need to be making sure that you are doing all of your work before Friday.